So this is the kefir as it's been fermenting on the bench top overnight. You can see just here the milk has started to separate into curds and whey, just started to form little pockets. This is a great time to start extracting it and getting the next batch ready. If you're leaving the kefir this long and it starts to separate a lot into the curds and whey, then what you're doing is you're actually starving it. It's running out of food and it's going to have a really tangy taste. It's going to be pretty unpleasant. So at this stage, you really want to be separating this out and getting it ready for the next batch. So the idea here is to get this kefir into this jug, and we just sieve it out using just a regular sieve, and you just pour some in. Now it's probably going to stick there and not move, so just get a spoon and just move it around until it all goes through the sieve. You can be quite forceful with it. You'll see the kefirin just here. It's a polysaccharide coating in a spherical shape, which means it's pretty stable. So you can stir it around. You don't have to be gentle with it. Just don't push it through, otherwise you will actually split the grains, which is not what you want to do. So just keep doing this until you've managed to get all of the kefir through the sieve. Okay, so what you should be left with in the bottom of the sieve is this wet cauliflower looking stuff. This is called kefirin, and you can see the spherical shapes. These ones are all stuck together, so this one is quite a big ball, but they will come apart like this into smaller ones. And what they do is they just cluster themselves together. With the stuff that you've strained out, I recommend giving it a good stir, and then you can pour it out into some glasses. So I just cover these glasses with a bit of Glad wrap, and I'll put them in the fridge for around about a day, and then I'll get it out and drink it. Now this is one that's been in the fridge for 24 hours, and as you can see, it still continued to separate, which is a great indicator that the bacteria was still active while it was in the fridge. It was still fermenting and it was still building up all its probiotic yumminess. So what I do with this is I just give it a bit of a stir, and then that's ready to drink. Now, coming to make the new batch, just washed out the jug and we just simply fill it up with milk. Now, this amount of grains is going to ferment probably 500 ml to maybe up to even a litre of milk in about 24 hours. So more grains is going to mean a faster ferment. What you can do is maybe take a spoonful like this and just use that if you wanted to ferment a smaller amount. That would probably ferment maybe 300 ml of milk in about 24 hours. And it's roughly going to double in size every 2 days. So in 2 days, this is going to be twice as big, and I'm going to have to throw it out. Otherwise, the fermentation is just too quick. So with the amount of grains I've got here, I'm going to probably do 500 ml. And I use full fat milk. A2 is great. It's got to be full fat because the kefir actually thrives in a fatty environment. And if you want a thicker kefir, you can always add some full fat cream as well. All we need to do now is just simply put the grains into here, give it a stir around, and then leave it on the bench for another 24 hours, and we repeat the process tomorrow. Just a few notes on storing the kefir. You can store it after you've poured it out into the glass and covered it in the fridge, probably for about 5 days, and it'll still be pretty good. You'll notice it'll separate more and more, but all you need to do is just stir it and drink it. And if it tastes too tangy or it tastes too weird, just add a little bit extra milk, give it a bit of a stir, and then drink it, and then it should be all good. If you need to store, if you're going away on holiday and you need to store the kefir without it fermenting, all you do is you take the grains and put them into fresh milk, cover it, and put it straight into the fridge, and it will last for about 2 weeks like that. Alternatively, if you're going away for a longer period of time, you take the grains out, put them in some Glad wrap with some milk powder, wrap them up tightly, and put them in the freezer, and they will last for 2 years. When you get them out, they'll take a few batches to return to their original potency, but at least you can store them for a longer period of time.